Hi guys! Okay, so second story time this year. Tana Mojo, who is she? We don't know her. But if you don't know me by now, I use humor to deal with personal trauma. This was no exception. If you have healthy coping mechanisms, my hat's off to you. But with me, you're in for a ride. So today we're talking about the time my uterus fell outside of my body and ended up in a biohazard trash bag. Okay, so if you hear screaming, there's kids playing outside, ignore them. I'm sorry. So I should preface this with the fact that a week before my uterus trauma, I was having a lump examined in my titty. It was benign, but I was in a ripe state, okay? So let me set the stage. I'm visiting my mom with my kids for the week. I go to pee. I feel what feels like a stress ball trying to come out of my vagina hole. 30-something-year-old me screams for my mom because something's coming out of my vagina. My first thought, I was pregnant. I didn't know it, and I was about to give birth in my mother's Betty Boop-themed bathroom. So my mom examines me as if I'm a newborn getting my diaper changed. Neither of us have any idea, like, what we're dealing with, so I go to the ER. Old man Weathers is obviously not comfortable with a gynecology patient. He props my ass on a pillowcaseless pillow, shoves a speculum in me, and tells me everything looks fine. I tried to explain to him that as soon as he removed the speculum from my no-no square, he would see what I was talking about. It's the only time in my life I've ever had to beg for a man to put his hands inside of me. Anyway, I got fed up and ended up going to a different ER to again beg for somebody to shove their hand inside my vagina. So, I get to the second ER. This doctor is obviously comfortable with the vagina, so I am thrilled. He goes, "Oh, that's your bladder. You've had 2 kids. This is fairly common. Let me send you to a specialist." Fast forward, I'm on the urologist's slab, spread eagle, getting a catheter. He's digitally examining me, and he says, "Oh, this isn't your bladder, it's your uterus." Okay, Doc McStuffins, shove it back up. Apparently you can't Miyagi punch an organ back into place. So he tells me he's going to yell out a number. Great, I love games when there's a stranger inside of my cervix. He yells out 3.5. I later learned that there's varying degrees of a prolapse. There's 1, 2, 3, and 4. 1 being normal and what most women who've given birth walk around with without even knowing it. It's not dangerous. And 4 being literally outside of the body. So yes, 3.5. After the second degree, they just can't push it back up. So I was scheduled for emergency surgery to have my uterus removed. Okay, so granted, I had a 9-pound baby with a failed epidural, and I was pretty sure I didn't want any more kids. I had my boy and I had my girl, but I had about a week to emotionally deal with the fact that that choice was being taken from me. But other than that, I was excited to never bleed like a stuck pig anymore. The day of my surgery, I remember my mom and my babies giving me hugs before they wheeled me back to harvest my organs. This was the day I learned that I have a very adverse reaction to anesthesia. Imagine your worst hangover. Now imagine someone squirted sriracha in your brain. Imagine that a 40-pound toddler is punching you in the stomach. That's how I woke up from my hysterectomy. 10 out of 10, do not recommend. I think the most upsetting thing for me is that if we end up in like a Handmaid's Tale type society, I'm gonna be useless. I'm gonna be some spinster in a cellar kitchen making apple pies for the man of the house who only makes eye contact with me when he's scolding me for not using enough cinnamon. If that's my future, I don't want it. Old yeller me. But yeah, I think I've pretty much dealt with the loss of my uterus. My husband got me this uterus pillow for Christmas that even has ovaries. I still have my ovaries. I still produce eggs, and I still get phantom cramping, and I can still tell when I'm ovulating. So that's fun. I just don't have this guy. You know what bothers me most about this is that he's smiling. Why are you happy to be outside of me? You're supposed to be inside of me. Rude. Okay, well, if the mailman gets here anytime soon, I will plop my fat ass back down and film my birthday haul. Bye!